Oh my God, I'm looking at my quarantine hair. Ah. Oh my God. It's so funny just to see my own face. um, so we've been working on our G blues scale for a while. Hi guys. I always like to try to say what shirt will I wear today when I go on screen. I was in a Ramones tribute act called Shock Treatment. I was Brookie Ramone on guitar. Jody was the singer, DJ on bass, and Tony on drums. So I did that for 6 months, and I got to tell you, doing Ramones music was very difficult because it's like, man, you got to do all downstrokes, and it's like all downstrokes. It was painful. Hey, Matthew. But you could go like, hear that break, da 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 da. So it was all bar chords, and it was great, man. Those guys are so good. The Shock Treatment was a band I was in. I'm just rambling, but yeah, I just thought I'd try a live stream. Yesterday I did a live stream on Facebook, and it was kind of fun. You know, I get kind of lonesome for everybody. I get very, very lonesome. I'm feeling a little draggy and saggy. I couldn't get out of bed today. Probably a little depression, but I'm not gonna cry. I'm safe. We got food. My wife is cool. I got guitars. So I'm not gonna, I'm not on a ventilator. So any day I'm not on a ventilator, I'm gonna be happy. So yeah. Ooh, I got some poison ivy on my arm from working in the yard, and I skinned my finger raw, digging out some bricks that were overgrown. Well, hey, if there's anything you guys want to work on, yeah, we're lucky, man. Matthew, hope you're doing good. I just read your comments. Thanks a lot. It made me really happy. Yeah, we were working on this thing here. Hey, what's going on? Is that Heather? Oh my God. So yesterday we were doing this thing, chunka, 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 chunka. Now I realized I could have made that easier. I have some sneaky tricks, workarounds. If this is killing you, friends, to do G rock and roll, hi, Heather. If that's killing you, see that big space? You can take it up an octave and notice how the frets are small up high. Think small. So then it's not such a horrible. Down here, I heard from a couple of guys that's really, really, really difficult to get your hand, flexed out and pressing down and holding down and moving it with precision. It's exhausting down here. So we just take it up an octave. So yesterday we were doing, or recently, a 3 and a 5 for a power chord. Take it up an octave. Which just sounds a little fatter down here. Oops. How about F? If you really want to challenge, go down to F, where the frets are ginormously spaced. And I say my fingers are tater tots, just little tiny little stubs, But I can go. Now, if you think this was bad, wait till you see what I got next. Wait, there's more. So, or in G. There you go. I got a little change in my pockets going jing-a-ling-a-ling. I'm adding a dominant seventh. All right, I don't want to make you go there, but yeah, man, we played that song a whole bunch. When that was a new song, that was a great, MTV had lots of like hairy-handed synthesizer players, and that was, there would always be a close-up of a big hairy hand playing a keyboard. So everything was keyboard. And then you got the Georgia Satellites. It's like, wow. Yeah, we played that song a lot. But that type of rhythm is pretty dang important. I'm always looking out the window. My street is pretty boring. If there's anything happening, like, oh, we got a trailer with a lawnmower on it. Wow, it's pretty big stuff. Oh, there's a Beatles song I used to like that goes, you belong to me. You make me glad when I was blue. And eternally, I'll always be in love with you. And all I gotta do is thank you, girl. Thank you, girl. Then the turnaround that I liked was this. Oh, I was like, what? I can't take it. It's just too much rock and roll excitement. So I still get that feeling of, complete ecstasy from just some simple little hook. It doesn't have to be complicated, but just that. Man, it's so corny. Oh, you be good to me. You make me glad when I was blue. And eternally, I'll always be in love with you. And all I gotta do is thank you, girl. Thank you, girl. It's cool, man. But I'm all over the place. But if that's giving you a hard time, and it should be, if you've never done it before, there's no way you're going to just jump in and be able to do that. Yeah, like I was saying, you take it up maybe 10th fret. So all we got cooking here, friends, is a power chord, which is a root and a fifth. Hey kids, Star Wars. Da 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 da. That's a fifth. Root fifth. And then this is a sixth interval. So up at the 10th fret's a little easier, and maybe come up 2 frets to the E. Come on, baby. Let's do the twist. I had a hard time waking up today. I just couldn't get moving. I'm really kind of dragging and sagging, man. I'm bagging. But yesterday I was on Facebook for a long time, just showing that G blues stuff. Wow, somebody's got a dog out there. Looking out the front door. But yesterday I was on Facebook Live doing the G blues business for a long time. It had a lot of people commenting. I thought, well, hey, he saw the Get Back. Yeah, I put that on without putting the title because I get a copyright notice. And if I don't, I might make like 3 cents if I can keep. This channel is killing, man. We're making pennies every day. So sometimes I won't put the title on. So anyway, there's workarounds for this horrible thing. Yeah, Thank You Girl is nice. Or no, you mean the Georgia Satellite song, yeah. And like some guys, I was doing a cover band for a long time, and we would play that song once in a while, and certain people would just go nuts. But some guys in the band were like giving me saying, "I don't want to do that song." I'm like, okay. So then people would request it, and I'd say, "But we just discussed in the van on the way here, we're not going to play that anymore." And so that's not a good conversation to have on a stage. But I didn't mind doing it. Anyhow, that style of rhythm guitar is pretty interesting. But to do the Georgia Satellites, it would be vastly easier because you got an open A string, the fifth string, A, and your fifth, E, A plus E equals A5, and that's just super easy, 1,000 times easier than what I showed you yesterday. And then you're just going to add. So this is our root and fifth, and this is a 6 interval. 6 means the sixth note of a major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can hear it coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what we mean when we say A6. A5 to A6. I just knew it as rock and roll. I didn't know what that was when I started. I got a little change in my pockets, going change, a ling-a-ling. Wanna call you on the telephone, baby, give you a ring. Then you go over to D5, one string over. That's called a fourth. But each time we talk, I hear the same old thing. Always no huggy, no kissy, till I get a wedding ring. My honey, my baby. Then E5. Don't put my love upon your shelf. Then you can go. And that's basically the whole song. A, D, A, E, A. It's got that. But the soloing is pretty cool. Which I probably learned note for note in the 80s, and eventually just like, who cares? I'm just going to do my own thing. And so, we improvise. That would be the power chords, normally played on strings 5, 6, 4. Well, yeah, you can definitely play them on the higher strings, but it just doesn't sound, like a G5 down here, or like you're saying, or here. They sound a little different. I mean, that's an octave higher. When you go over to the fourth and third strings, it does change, even though it's the same pitch as this. Or that's an awesome point. They all sound different, don't they? So they sound kind of like weeny and thin over here. It's like, let's go to the hop, oh baby. It sounds kind of thin and, wispy. And then, so yeah, you could, if you went over here, if you did an octave higher, it'd look like, I've never thought of it like this. So that's just a little too high, unless it sounds like a high piano part or something. Or you could go. So yeah, you can flip it into the higher strings, Matthew, but it does good things, but it's just less commonly used. And it ends up kind of inverted, because like inverted means here's the root and is the lowest note, and the fifth is higher, which is a G and a D. But if you do a D and a G, it's still a G5 power chord, but the D is in the bass. So it's kind of inverted. And so by the time you get over here, it's inverted. Yeah. I love Let's Go Do the let's go to the hop. That song is really fast. So it's got a little bit of a more kind of a, I don't know, chirpy sound. It's versus, we want that, hi, Steve. We want that kind of like, we're thinking power chord. We're thinking, we're thinking power chord. So that's why we play lower. That's a good idea. Good. That would be worth exploring. If you can find G5s, that would be the contest. How many G5s can you find on your guitar? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oops. 10, 11. And then it gets weird from there. How weird does it get? Very weird. So a G and a D, that'd be any combination of G and D would make a G5. And really good guitar players, you're like, hey, hit this. And they're like, really? Why would you do that? They're always thinking something like, they're splitting it out, or, oh, here's my G5. Like, ew, aren't you fancy? So you could split them out and widen them, which is a really good thing, because guitar players tend to bunch up in little herds. Like if I say, hey, go from this G to this G, a guitar player would go, oh, okay. While a sax player would just go, what's wrong with you people? So the sax player would just do octaves. And I remember I've had moments where I thought, I'm getting pretty good on guitar. I'm playing in like 7 bands, and I'm, around the clock just playing and doing everything. I thought, I'm pretty good, And I saw a saxophone player warming up. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm not anything like that. This guy was doing chromatic phrases like, he was just like ripping up and down his instrument, just doing chromatic scales that were just blistering fast. And, yeah, John Coltrane. Yeah. So, some guitar players can do that, and, whatever, but I'm not like the fastest guitar player, even on my block or even in my house. Lila's son, Timmy, is like kind of a god to me. He's just blistering, wonderful guitar player, musician. He destroys me. And I gave him lessons. So what I do to survive, how do I survive my gigs? And, somehow I used to get called to come back. But basically I ran all my own bands as much as possible. But that's kind of turned into only Surf Zombies, pretty much. Surf Zombies and solo shows, occasional Flaming Camaros, occasional Blues Jam, back when we were gigging. But, we'll see if that comes back. I don't know. But the way I survive is arpeggios, which arpeggios get a bad name from like Yngwie Malmsteen going, sweeping incredibly quick. I tried to do that, but I just do them slow. Like an arpeggio is just a root, third, fifth. So that's a G major arpeggio. Got these hairs that hang down from and touch my nose and are driving me crazy. Ugh. So, that's why I keep doing this. Ugh. So a root, third, fifth might be kind of fun to work on in the key of G. Well, let's make it easy. That's it. G, B, D is the complete arpeggio. Root, third, fifth, G, B, D. Then we can go into the next octave. G, B, G. If you play a G chord one at a time, you got a G major arpeggio. But you can also spread it out like this. Might be something we could work on. Ooh, developing pitch on bends. That's really cool. You know, I didn't even know what a half step and a whole step was when I started, but I could somehow I had a decent ear. I could figure this stuff out. I believe it's a little bit of a muscle. You know, let's see if I can do it. I'm going to bend a whole step without hit. Oops, make no sound. Okay, I think let's check it. I'll get my tuner out. It's kind of like a, you know, different gauge of strings will feel different. Okay, here I go. Tuner says, I was a little flat. I'll do it again. Close my eyes, bend, and hit it. A little flat. So it's a feeling of how much pressure you need. And then as, you know, hopefully you'll get in within range of the pitch with a bend, and then adjust a little more. Too high. So usually scooping up to it slower will get you there. And a little vibrato kind of helps it. So you can kind of like circle around that pitch. But yeah, we might have talked about this when we did our Zoom lesson. If let's say we're in G, key of G, and we're going to take the third string up, which is a C. We're going to make it sound like a D. You might, you know, have to do some test runs on that. C, D, C, D to internalize that pitch, and then we'll give it a shot. And then you can check it. Let's say I went too far. Or that's what I hear from students is like, let's hear you bend like a C to a D. I'll hear. It seems like their hands sort of, they bend a little bit and their hand goes away. You have to kind of stay on it. Then maybe let it down. Let's get my tuner where you can see where I'm at. I'm trying to make a B there. Yeah, cool. So that's a good question. I'm glad you're still pursuing that, because I tend to wander off and go away into some other stuff, you know. But I remember certain things, you know. But if we're sticking with G, this C is going to go up to D, and then our B flat could go up to a B, which is a half step. That'd be two good bends to work on. G up to D and B flat to B. And then maybe take it home to a root. That would be super. Meow, meow, meow. So usually I say, let's push up. And then this one feels good going towards the floor and root. And slowing it down, just grease right up to that pitch. Then you can start bopping around, with some phrasing. I can't stop doing that. That's actually pretty amazing, little group of notes. All you got here is a C, B flat, G, and F. And of course, we're always like, well, what are the rest of the notes? And, I need to learn everything. Yes, we do. But sometimes just staying with those 4 notes. I could even bend the F up to a G. And I always wonder, how does a trombone player know how far to slide that slide? And how does a bass player, stand-up bass player with no frets, how does he close his eyes and looking down here while he's playing up on the neck? And he's, playing some really far out, super abstract stuff that sounds amazing. And, we got these frets to help us. That's nice. But the bends is a little ambiguous, isn't it? So we got to get that sense of pitch. Pitch training might be a really good topic to look up. If you had a piano, you could sit there and identify notes. Piano is really great because it's laid out right in front of you, while guitar is this mess of wires and wood and strings and frets. And you don't really see any notes on this thing. It's a cool shape, but there's no notes on it that you can tell. There's no pattern if you look at it. I mean, as far as trying to figure out what the notes are. And the confusing thing about guitar is this E, check this out. You can find it here, open first string, second string, third string, fourth string, fifth string. Could even. So each string has the same pitch. That was kind of a good example of a bend, going for it. That's a C sharp bending up to an E. So yeah, man, students always say, why are we going up here? I'm like, are you nuts? Doesn't everybody play that note? That's the same as this. It's fun. So, if you play the guitar, and I got to tell you something about an amp. If you ever see a Fender Champ at a garage sale, just buy it. It don't even matter how much it is. Just buy it. I bought this one for $400. I put $60 in just making sure it's safe, and that some of the things will age, and there's something in this called a death capacitor. So the death capacitor was removed. So I got 2 champs here. This one's a 66. That one's a 79. I'm going to use this one at I'm doing a live stream Saturday in Illinois, Bishop Hill, Illinois. Maybe I can get a link to it, put it up somewhere. You guys, if you ever want to friend me on Facebook, then you might see some of these things coming up if you want to see some more stuff. But yeah, I'm going to do, it's like a safe. I'm just going to load in this little venue, get on stage and play. They're going to film me, and then I'm going to exit this other door and get in my car and go away. And I'll have backing tracks. I'm going to do a bunch of Surf Zombies songs. And that's what the amp I'm going to play. But what I want to say is, I grew up with these kind of amps here, and I didn't realize, I knew they were pretty good. But you hear the modern stuff, and it's, processed, and, it's digital, and it's made in China, and it's got lightweight transformers and made out of like, I don't know what it's, but these are real like solid pine cabinets made in the USA, hand wired, heavy duty transformers. I mean, it's like, if you ever get a chance, go to a guitar store and say, dude, I want to play an old Fender amp, and plug into that thing and hang out with it for a while. If you get a chance, do buy an original Fender amp made in the USA, preferably in the 50s or 60s or 70s, and do a little reading about those. You know, I know that these little digital amps, I buy them from time to time, and they do sound amazing, you know, as far as the effects and the, you know, you can simulate like multiple really good amps. It's pretty hot, you know, distortion, echo. I love all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I just got a dumb old Strat going straight into a little tube amp, not even, no distortion. I'm pretty happy. That's how the Beatles played. Straight in, straight in. Yeah. Cool, man. Well, I'll do some more of these live stream things. I should probably, I don't know what I'm doing really. I need to run through my set a few times, and I'm a little lost otherwise, so this is kind of giving me something to do. My wife she's gone back to work, so she's wondering what the hell I'm gonna do. And I just said, I'm just gonna like rely on being charming. We'll see how far that gets me. But yeah, I get a little income from songwriting. What do you call it? Like streaming. Occasionally we sell shirts online. The Zoom lessons have been really saving our life. People give me like a tip or something. That's cool. Venmo or something. But, you know, I'm used to earning my own way and, you know, hustling my own way through life. And, you know, I was working at an Earl May for a few months, and I just couldn't handle it. It was just, ugh. And I go, I don't think I'm gonna, after the holidays, don't just take me off the schedule. My wife's like, what are you gonna do? I'm like, I'll just fix guitars. So I would fix maybe, you know, 5 guitars a week and make the same amount of money or whatever. It wasn't many. It was just part-time, but it just drove me crazy. And so that's what I do, is I just hustle my way around, and usually teaching lessons, book sales, t-shirt sales, songwriter crap. I think it's interesting how musicians make money, and so that's why I like to disclose that stuff. It's kind of, you know, it's mysterious how, you know, some musicians around town just destroy by they play cover band gigs and they make thousands of dollars. They got to be rich. They got to be millionaires. And some of us play blues and we just, you know, scrape by. I'm kind of, you know, I do okay. You know, I've done okay. So no gigs has been pretty hard for the income, but man, I needed a break. We played every weekend plus weeknights for years and years and years and years and years. And I was always super tired, but yeah, I'm not necessarily getting caught up on the sleep, but I'm feeling more rested here. And my ears took a break, you know, not so loud. It's really lucky to stay home, but I'll get moving and grooving and do some stuff and probably make some videos. So let me know if you need any special videos made. It's nice of you guys to spend a little time with me today. Maybe I'll get a haircut one of these days. All right. Well, thank you so much for saying hello, and we'll see you soon. Let me know if you need any special videos made or any questions. I wake up, first thing I check is if anybody has any questions about songs or techniques. Thank you. I'll see you soon. Bye, Matthew.